All right. Welcome to Love and Marriage here on TV Sapiens. Of course, on Love and Marriage, we talk love, we talk marriage, we discuss our relationships and how to make it work. I am Oma, your very sweet on Radiant TV, and I can't be alone on this program. Fresh, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. It's good to be here tonight, and it's about love. It's about marriage, and when it comes to love and marriage, it's a very beautiful thing because everybody, as a matter of fact, is a product of love and marriage. And we are always happy when it comes to sitting here to talk about it. You're welcome. Good to have you.
Good to have you. Good to have you here.
Yeah.
And before the camera came on us, I was just telling you that it's a ticking time bomb to get married to someone who is not in support of your career.
Okay.
Let me just share something.
Yeah.
Coming here, I was tired.
Okay.
If I had a part of me didn't feel like coming.
Okay.
But I just told my husband, because I've been in the office. It hasn't been up to 1 hour or 2 hours that I left the office. And I've not cooked. So I told my husband that I'm really feeling tired. What do I do? He said, once it sees that, you can start going. And that really, really touched me, And that came to mind. I was listening to your program. You were sharing something last night.
Okay.
A particular lady who is into decoration.
Okay, yeah.
And according to the story you shared, you said, this guy, who wants to get married to her.
Yeah.
Collect her money, right?
Yes.
Collect her money, and before she buys anything,
she has to.
She will have to explain everything she wants to buy.
Yes.
This is her money we are talking about.
This is her money, but the truth is that the guy started that business.
Okay.
You see, the lady finished secondary school. Now, one of these people that do not have anyone to pay their fees to see them through university. So she had gone to learn decoration.
Okay.
So after learning decoration, the next thing is to start it. So she still doesn't have anyone to start it for her until she met the guy and they started dating. And the guy said, okay, cool, I'm going to check how much it's going to cost to open a shop and buy some of the stuffs we use. First, the guy gave her 400,000 to pay for a shop, which she did. The guy gave her 600,000 and subsequently 500,000, which is total of 1.5 million. And then she started. The guy is a member of 1 or 2 clubs. So the guy introduced her to people, to his club members.
Okay.
And so while they were having her first outing was when they were having their end of the year party.
Okay.
And she did very well. So because that club invited some other friends who are from other clubs, they took her card, and that was how they started patronizing her.
Okay.
So, but one thing is that each time she gets a work or gets a job, the guy collects the home money from her.
Okay.
And the truth is that she has her mother is already aging, her younger ones she needs to take care of, but she doesn't have the boldness to challenge the guy, knowing fully well that the guy started the business for her. At a point, the guy collected money to the tune of about 7-point-something million from her. The guy started the business with
1.5 million.
But the guy had collected 7.5, something around 7.1 or 7.2.
Did you know the part that got me annoyed? The part that got me annoyed was at the point where the guy said, when they actually get married, that she's going to stop the work.
Yeah,
Is that what I heard?
at the point she became this popular, many other people, many other clubs, sometimes she has to travel all the way, maybe to
that he can't marry someone that will travel, go to places and spend 3 days.
In fact, the guy had to even get his younger one to come join her, so she can monitor what she's doing, monitor how much she's getting. Monitor whenever she travels for these business, where she sleeps, who she sleeps with, and so on and so forth. So it was after the guy had gone for introduction and speak list, waiting to do the traditional marriage and pay the bride price and other things. That the guy told her, you're becoming popular, and this is not what I thought the decoration thing
would be about.
And hopefully after our traditional marriage, you're going to stop this whole thing, sell off everything, and then we'll be married, and then we can think of something else. So I can be taking care of you. And the lady was like, this guy, before I even collect my own money from him, I had to explain everything. Now, when I'm not working, how is it going to be? Knowing fully well that I have younger ones I still need to support. So that was her crossroad, that she now had to start asking people, what do I do? Is it worth it? Should I continue with this guy? Am I really owing this guy at this point? Do I have the right to say, no, I can't continue with this marriage?
And actually, that brings us to what we have to discuss today. Of course, we are looking at your career, the survival of your career in marriage. Because the person you get married to determines how far you go in life.
How far you go, yeah. Especially when it comes to your career.
Your career as a woman and as a man too. Not just
especially as a woman.
As a woman and as a man too. Because there are men whose career has gone down the drain simply because they got married to the wrong person. There are women who have lost it in their careers simply because they got married to the wrong men. But Freshman, let me come. I want us to hang on that particular story you told. Because I know that a lot of persons are going through that particular issue.
Yeah, I think that
so many people are going through
there's
that
also
issue.
a scenario where she shared that one day she saw her picture on the social media when she was tagged a fraudster. And then what happened was that a guy paid her, I think a guy paid her 700,000 naira part payment for a job. And the guy now chatted her on WhatsApp. So when this boyfriend saw the guy's chat on WhatsApp, his boyfriend blocked the guy and deleted his number.
Wow.
So the guy couldn't reach her.
Wow.
And she cannot reach the guy because the number has been deleted. So because of that, the guy thought that he has been duped.
My goodness.
So the guy went ahead and posted her picture on the social media and said that beware of this lady, she is a fraudster. So people shared the photo and the information. So some of our friends saw it and then
contacted her and told her.
Said, look at. So she quickly she went to the Facebook page that posted it. And then started chatting the man. I said, I'm sorry, I lost your contact. I don't really know what happened. And she had to prepare for that job just within 2 or 3 days. And she delivered. She talked about the fact that she can, even people calling her for job, having deal and losing it immediately because it's a guy, it's a man, calling her for job. And this guy doesn't want any man around her, doesn't want any man to talk to her. And so
well, first, let me ask. This scenario, is it about low self-esteem on the part of the guy? Or is it about the lady? Does it have anything to do with the lady not managing it well? Because the fact that, you just told me that this guy invested 1.5 million.
Yeah.
But I think it's high time people should understand that when you're in someone's life, you're there to make the person's life better.
Yeah, correct.
And every opportunity we have to be in people's lives, to affect them positively, to impact their lives positively, was actually given by God.
Yeah.
And probably it's high time we should start having this conversation. People should start knowing that we are not gods. Ye are gods. It was what the Bible said. But there is still God, who is the monarch of the universe, who has given people, these people that, for example, you and I, we are doing love and marriage.
Yeah.
It's predestined.
Yeah.
That at a time like this, Oma and Freshman will present in this program.
Yes, you're correct.
It is predestination at work. Both of us are working together to ensure that love and marriage becomes a success. So it's the same way with people who are married or trying to get married, knowing that I am in your life to make your life better. You're in my life to make my life better, not the other way around. So how can people, young people, especially people who are trying to get into marriage, or people who are already married, because I've come to realize that whatever they are locked up in that, not really locked up, whenever they are married. For example, if you look at the case of Osinachi, we've discussed it on this program. Osinachi is well read, educated. She's even the one that has the talent. It's just that, and the money. And it's still this same, because I was listening to that thing you shared last night. I was angry. I was so angry. But now that you just told me that it was a man that started the business. Okay, he started the business for her, fine and good. He has already invested 1.5 million. But does that make her a slave?
No, it's not as if she's a slave actually, but most times a lot of people, their perception of who a woman is, probably because of their growing up, the way their father took their mother, or the way naturally women were treated. You understand? So another thing is, some people so much believe that as long as we invested on a woman, everything about that woman
belongs to them.
They have to detect, they have to decide, and so on and so forth.
But is that healthy? I mean, you're a man. Is that healthy in any way at all? Because we are trying to use this scenario to probably open up the conversation and allow people to see the other parts of this whole thing. The fact that a man helped a woman stand. Because I've come to realize that it's not just about the man or the woman. There are some women who help a man stand. And that man becomes a slave. They start unnecessarily monitoring, because this one you just shared, a situation where the guy even had to bring his sister
to go
about monitoring her. And she was now asking whether she can, and the man now said that when they actually get married, that she's going to stop decoration.
Yeah, because
she'll stop everything about decoration.
Won't be there to go about with her anymore.
And without knowing, asking yourself, what does this woman want to do? Because
are you not asking yourself, what if she doesn't even want this marriage in the first place?
Yes. And again, I've also realized that people don't even have this conversation about their careers before they get married. So people don't really have that conversation. That's why, especially business guys, when they want to get married, they go and they marry somebody who is just a student, who doesn't even understand. I mean, although students of nowadays, very serious ones, they know exactly where they want to be. But there are some students who they don't actually know. There are some young people, they don't even know what they want to be. They don't know anything. They just want to get married.
Yeah.
And once they are married, they are having kids. Once they are having kids, it's just a whole lot of things. Now, the guy is busy in the main market or whatever, or Chanja, whatever. He's an importer, importing goods and services and all that. Bringing everything to the home. And he doesn't want this lady to do anything. Some people go as far as, okay, I'm going to pay you. How much are you going to be paid that place where you're going to work? I'm going to pay you that money. Stay at home. Now, as a man, I want to ask you, is it really healthy to keep a woman at home?
Well, the truth of the matter is that I do not buy the idea of keeping a woman at home. And I have so many reasons for that. One is that God created everybody with a talent, you know, both men and women. And as a matter of fact, I believe that maybe in the last day, God is actually going to, just like the Bible talks about the talents. There is a parable in the Bible where talents were given, and these guys were asked, what were you able to achieve with your own? So I so much believe that maybe on the last day, God is actually going to ask everybody what you've been able to achieve, what you've been able to accomplish with your own talent. So the situation where a woman had to sit back at home doing nothing, she probably had achieved nothing with her talent. Number two is just like as a man, when you go out there and then you're able to grab something, you're able to achieve something, you feel good about it. A woman also should have that kind of feeling. This is what a woman wants. So when you deprive her from working or doing anything, you're depriving her from that same feeling. Another one is that lots of people are trained. For instance, this lady, all her life now, she can only tell you that one thing she can do perfectly is decoration.
Okay.
And then you are squeezing it out of her hand and you want her to start doing another thing or not to do anything at all. You've been able to deprive her of something very, very important, a very important part of her life. There are a lot of ladies who are educated. Some of them have read professional course, some read something else. But stopping them from working automatically means that you are stopping their dreams. Because a woman has dreams, a man also has dreams.
Yes.
So
that's apart from raising the family, because I also realized something. When you come up with these arguments, people will say, okay, that a woman is not necessarily doing, that she's not idle, that she takes care of the home, she takes care of the children. But freshman, there are still other women who take care of the home, take care of the children, and they are still working.
The truth is that no matter how you want to look at it, taking care of your own children is not a job anywhere in the world.
Thank you.
It's not a job. It's a
actually
natural
a responsibility.
thing. It's a natural responsibility that husband and wife share.
Yeah.
You understand me? So nobody can necessarily tell you that it's a job, except you're picking up the work of a nanny in which you take care of many other people's children and you get paid at the end of the day. Or taking care of your own children, your parents took care of you and your siblings. So naturally you are trained, or rather you are bred to also take care of your own children.
Yeah.
So you cannot call it a job. Another thing is that most women who allow themselves to stay without doing something, sometimes you discover that their husbands strangle them financially. They don't have financial muscles.
True. Let me share something with you. Yeah. My goodness. Fresh. I saw this particular post on Facebook. I think the person who made the post was asking, what is the worst thing you've ever done to your spouse? So one guy under the comment section, my goodness, said that he stopped subscribing for the DSTV. He did not subscribe for it for 1 month. And in that 1 month, the wife could not watch all the beautiful series she loves watching. And he wanted to use it to punish her. Freshman, you can just imagine that. He did not subscribe for
knowing fully well that
she has a spot there are series that she loves watching. And according to him, he wanted to punish her. So according to him, after 1 month of not subscribing for it, her brain now reset. She started acting better. And when she started acting better, he now subscribed.
So most men who take advantage of their wives, if you check those women, lots of them has no financial muscle. These are the women that the husband will beat up in the morning, come back in the evening to ask her, I come, let's take you out to eat fish, and so on and so forth. they are so drained. They are so drained financially that even if they want to leave the marriage,
They can't.
They still need transport money from their husband to go back to their father's house. Yeah, but look at that woman who can stand up, as a woman, who can stand up for a man who is maltreating her. Say enough is enough. Instead of me to sit back here and you kill me, I can rent an apartment in the same estate and still take care of my children. This is what not every man wants, a situation where a woman can walk away from marriage without depending on any other man. Yes, she can take care of herself and take care of her children without looking for support or going to court or making troubles or calling people to beg you or to force you to bring child support and so on and so forth. So most women who has something strong they are doing, their husband hardly mess with them. Check it very well. But those ones who has nothing doing, who depend on their husband basically for everything, check them too. You discover that most times their husbands mess them up. Their husband do whatever they want to do. They cheat, they do all manner of things, and if you talk, they will withdraw the little support
that they are giving to you. So what can we now do? What can the man, the woman, how can both genders support each other, support their careers?
Yeah, first and foremost is that, when you're entering into marriage, the both of you should have it in mind that everybody has a dream.
Yeah.
Everybody has a career.
And even if the man does not have a dream, you as the lady, because the Bible calls it helpmate. Look at that person. Find out what the person can do. Help the person to find out what his dreams are, what he can actually look forward to, what she can actually look forward to. There are people, generally, they don't have any vision.
They don't have even plan.
They don't even have a plan. Freshman, I sometimes I try to understand it. There are people who are just existing. They are not living. They don't have a plan. But when someone meets such person, at least try to have that conversation. You were saying something, sorry.
Okay, so I can't even remember what exactly I was saying, but I'm sure I was talking about the area of support when it comes to having a dream. For instance, this whole thing should start from before the marriage.
Okay.
Because you discover that lots of women enter into marriage without being prepared for it.
Sure.
One of the ways not to prepare for marriage while entering it is not having no plan or having nothing doing. A situation where you don't have handwork, you didn't go to school, you didn't learn any work.
Not at all.
So now you are entering into marriage and you want to start doing something. The man probably may not have something strong he's doing, which is going to start yours from. By then, starting yours becomes difficult for the family. And you now see the woman not doing anything, depending on the man. And at the end of the day, because the man's business is not that strong and everybody depends on it, at the end of the day, his business may even have issues or collapse along the line. So that's why even before going into marriage, just like the lady we talked about that has decoration business, you should have something you're doing. You should have somewhere you're earning from. Knowing fully well that one source of income for a family is not even
not at all. Not at all. It's a ticking time bomb.
Yeah, and what happened in the year 2020 when we had this COVID-19 was a typical eye-opener for many people.
I don't even think their eyes are opened yet.
No, a lot of people, but I know a lot of people. I can actually quote one or two people that I know. I know this very big importer, he's in Onitsha here. He's a very wealthy guy. His wife has been at home all the years, just going to school to pick the kids from school, drop them off, and stay at home. But during this, what do you call it? The wife was doing, at a point, the wife started selling shoe.
Okay.
She goes to a church, she buys shoe, she will take it to her friends, she will display it on the social media, on WhatsApp, on Facebook, and people will buy. So now, during the COVID-19, the husband, his money is in his business. Then we are at home, so
obviously,
so there is nowhere money
wasn't coming.
And so because of that, even bank was shut at the point. So
it was a very horrible
because
time.
Of that, the family eating became problem for them. So that woman, from that her little business, which the husband doesn't even consider as business, because she doesn't even leave the house to do that. We just, if maybe during the school run, she would just show it on her status, on her social media platforms. So the woman was now the one feeding the man and the children and herself.
Wow. For
that period. So at the end of the COVID-19, the man now said, "How much do you want? I want to support this your business.
Wow.
You can get a shop. You can do it anyhow you want." And the woman said, "Okay, give me 5 million." The woman said, "Give me 2 million." The man sent her 5 million instead. The man now felt the importance of partners, husband and wife, having something. And today, the both of them are doing very well. There are times a woman wants to express her love to her husband, but she doesn't have means of expressing that love, because if you kiss your husband, this is what you've been doing. Otherwise, if you have sex with your husband, it's a matter of obligation. You've been doing it all the while. But there are some things you see it, it's going to be good on your partner. You want to get it, but this thing is not there. You understand? So that becomes a problem. So that's why everybody, whether man or woman, it helps the family. It's encouraging those the kids as well, because when mommy is doing something, at least once in a while, mommy is the one that bought me this one. Mommy is the one that bought this one. Mommy is the one that paid our school fees this time. It's not a bad thing. But you now discover that in so many families, it's always daddy. Daddy bought us akara, daddy bought us milk, daddy bought us tea, daddy bought us clothes. Mommy is not buying anything. And one thing I also know is that when two people carry a bag of cement, the weight is not the same.
One person is carrying it.
So the need for husband and wife to have separate source of income and do their different hustles. And one thing is that there's one thing about God that all of us cannot really explain. God doesn't look at anybody's face when he wants to bless. God can decide to choose a woman as a channel of financial breakthrough for a family. God can decide to use a man as well as a channel. You cannot look at husband and wife and say, it must be the man that God is going to use.
Sure.
The situation where the woman is deprived from having something doing, and she happens to be the one that carried the grace to prosper the family. The Bible says, "I'll bless the work of your hands." Supposing that she's the one that carried that grace to prosper the family and she has nothing doing, how is God going to bless her? How is God going to prosper the family? So that's why, whether it's a man, whether it's a woman, everybody should have a chance. There are women who do better in business than men. There are also men who do better in business than women. But if we all give ourselves chance, we'll then discover that the both of us can actually do it better. Next one is ideas. Sometimes if you are married to a woman who is just sitting at home, she's not exposed, she's not social, she's not out there to see what is happening, to have chit chat with people, to do business. You are there, you cannot even hold a discussion with her because all her life is just about the children, about the kitchen, about the food, and a few things you look at in the TV. But as a man, when you are doing, for instance, you're doing business, your wife is working, your wife is doing business, the both of you can sit down and talk about business and share ideas and talk about business ideas, and the both of you will learn on how to improve on your businesses. So this idea of a woman shouldn't do anything, I do not believe it. I only believe that a man should support his wife, and the wife should also support
the husband as well.
You know, supporting sometimes may not necessarily be giving the person money. Ideas can do. Encouragement can
encouraging
do.
words.
You know, praying for the person. Do. You know, pray for this person's business. And also there are times where probably apart from your wife starting her own business or doing her own business, a woman can actually be part of her husband's business.
Yeah.
A situation where probably you have security, you have this insecurity issue, you have complex issue, you have distrust issue that, look, how can I allow my wife to own a shop? Men will be coming to patronize her. Put her in your own business. Put her in your own business. You know, I've seen very wealthy people who probably something happened, maybe sickness or death, and the whole family, the children, the wife, become absolutely poor.
Simply because the man did not allow the woman access.
The man surrounded himself with strangers.
Strangers instead of.
And as soon as the man died,
of course, you know how what scavengers, they would just take advantage of everything. Meanwhile, you had your wife, who is the mother of your hairs. Like she is the one that carried your seed. So what are you expecting? And again, I also believe it's a ticking time bomb. If a man, just like this story you shared last night, okay, this idea of the guys saying that when they get married, that she's going to sell off everything about decoration and they are going to start up something else. How can we have this conversation so that some guys, because it's not all guys, there are guys that go the extra miles for their wives.
Yes.
There are guys that go when I mean extra miles, they go the extra miles for their wives. And there are women who go the extra miles for their husbands. Now, how can people start emulating this idea of going the extra miles? Because a situation where you have seen that this is your wife's dream, this is your husband's dream, why are you trying to cut it short? Simply because of low self-esteem. Just like the story you shared. The guy does not want, according to the story, he's no longer comfortable with the fact that
other
guys are patronizing the wife to be. Now, in his head, he's already thinking, oh, maybe she's not faithful again. Oh, she will travel and she will stay 2 days, 3 days.
She could easily be deceived.
Could be deceived. Is there something that can be done? Is there something that the lady could have done differently? Or is it about the guy? Maybe the guy needs to work on himself. For a guy like this, probably this guy, he's not so sure of himself. He's not sure of this lady. What can the guy do? To work on himself. Because a situation where, according to what you shared, he opened the business with 1.5 million. And he has even collected money from this lady to the tune of over 7 million. Now, somebody who makes such amount of money, I mean, she makes the money, she's humble enough to surrender that money to you. She accounts to you. And yet, that one is not enough for you. You just want to stop that business that gives you money. Apart from this, there was another story that looks like this. A situation where a young lady, she works in a multinational company. And this multinational company pays her in millions. She now met this guy who is paid 200,000. And this guy that is paid 200,000 naira wants this lady who works in a multinational company where she's paid in millions to quit her job. To quit her job, leave where she is, and come and stay with him where he's being paid 200k. What is the idea behind it?
The idea for that one is this man in quotes.
The man thing.
The man thing, without considering the us thing. And there are people that are more interested in me and man Now, me is being the man.
Before you continue, let me share another story. Yes, another story. There's these two people who are in a relationship that I've cancelled. Now, the guy stays in Mohe, Onitsha. According to him, he earns over 100K. Now, this lady stays somewhere else in the south. According to this lady, she said, when I spoke with her, she said, Oma, I can't come to Onitsha. I asked her why. She said, Oma, I already have landed properties where I am. I already have lands that I've bought with my money. I have been taking care of myself from secondary school. I saw myself through secondary school. I saw myself through university. That I've suffered enough in this life. That I've passed a certain stage that nobody can stop me. She said, she is love. I know the love again. If it's that kind of love. What was she saying? She said that, okay, she met this guy, fell in love with her. Even when the guy told her that, okay, he's earning over 100K, that she said, okay, there's no problem. The guy is an engineer. Since you're an engineer, you can come over to South where I am. That it is easier for me to get a job for you. There are lots of oil companies where you can get a job and we can start from there. Now, this guy is contesting that, just like he said, that he's the man, that the man should not move. That he should not move, that rather the woman should move. So this lady was now like, Oma, I'm not moving anywhere. That I already have landed property, I already have businesses, I already have my contacts. Why should I move?
Well, she's lucky in the sense that lots of men would have married her for talking about the moving.
Right?
Lots of men, probably because of what she has, they'll just make sure they marry her. After marrying her, then I'll talk about the moving, the fact that they have to move. So what am I even saying when it comes to a thing like this? Lots of times people do not consider the future of the marriage. People do not consider the us in the marriage. People they just look at the me in the marriage.
And the man thing.
They do not consider the children that will come, the future of the marriage, like I said before. Because if you are considering the future of the marriage, you definitely need to understand that that person who is earning in millions, that you should rather move to join the person. If truly the both of you love each other, I don't think it's going to be a big deal. For instance, I'm working in Sapientia, and let's assume my wife is living in Canada. And if you are talking about who is moving at this point in time, I know I should be the one moving.
Yeah.
You understand? I will not say because she's a woman, she has to come.
She has to come to Nigeria.
She has to come back here.
In this Tinubu-fied
You understand? So we should be talking about me moving to join her. I know that if I move to join her, if she's not a good woman, she will boss me around. I will start shoving her. This is what so many guys are running away from. You understand? But if you don't trust a woman enough to move and stay with her, if you don't know her enough, you don't trust her enough, that means you shouldn't even marry her in the first place. You understand? You shouldn't marry her in the first place. Just like the case of the story I shared, I think one of the problems many people encounter in marriage is that people cannot separate a gift from love. You understand? For the fact that I've helped you, therefore you're obligated to marry me.
Okay.
And if you marry me, I'll keep reminding you that if not me, you
will not be there.
You will not be whoever you are. And because of that, because I made you whatever you are,
you are now my slave.
Under me. As long as you are
my goodness.
You understand? So that entitlement is
mentality.
The major problem. The person is just entitled to the fact that, okay, the person will just visualize, this is how she would have been, without knowing that if it's the will of God, someone else can still come
So many people.
and help out.
I mean, so many people will always be there to
there will
help
always,
people
even
out.
if it's not somebody, there will always be a way out for that person. You understand? That person can start following someone to do that same decoration, and from there buying one or two things. Before you know it, the person can still start and still make it. You know. So let us not share God's glory with Him.
True.
You understand? Until we are conscious of knowing that God has His glory and we can't share it with Him.
True.
The fact that we help someone to stand is not by our power. There are people that if that guy had given that 1.5, it will go down the drain.
Down the drain.
You understand?
Down the drain.
Go down the drain and nothing will happen.
Nothing will happen. You won't even. They won't even tell you. You won't even know where the 1.5 million went to.
Yeah, nothing will happen. So, but the truth is that you brought the money, you invested the money, and God made it
successful.
Fruitful, you know. So you shouldn't start looking at it that it's your thing that you made this thing possible. You know, yesterday when lots of people were just saying the lady should forget about it, I was just wondering how this guy will react when this lady comes out tomorrow to say,
Fresh.
I don't want it.
I was literally angry. In fact, when I was listening to you, I was like, what? What is this? Is this slavery? Okay, fine and good. God gave you the opportunity, because for me, I see when you're helping someone, it's just an opportunity for your blessings to come.
Yeah.
People don't understand that.
A lot of people do not.
People don't understand that.
People want to convert that help to their
own, as in when you are helping somebody, you don't even know that you're helping yourself. God gave you that opportunity so that He will bless you. We are blessings to our generation. If people will start saying it that way, okay, you've helped her. Through you, God has used you to help her, because it is God doing all these things.
Yeah.
He has used you to help her. And you have been collecting money from her.
You're not just collecting money, you've collected everything.
You also want to collect her life. That life that God has given her.
You want to collect everything.
But there's a point you made. The point where you made a reference point which really struck a chord with me. That, for example, you shared you're in Sapiencia, your wife is in Canada. If you move over to Canada to go stay with her, if she's not a good woman, she'll start bossing you around.
Definitely.
Now, what can we actually say to women? Because we've come to realize that this is the challenge that some guys are having.
They're running away from.
A situation, because it doesn't make sense to me. For example, a guy, who is that lady that doesn't want a guy that earns in millions? A guy will be earning millions, and the woman will comfortably serve him, do everything comfortably. So far, the money is coming. So far, she's being taken care of. But if it's the other way around, the woman earning millions, people are usually afraid. Okay, if I leave my job, or if she earns more than me, she's going to boss me around. What can we now say to such ladies?
Well, I don't know if I'm going to use the word naturally, but you just discover that some women, a man may take care of his wife for 30 years. Nobody will know he's one providing for the family.
Oh my goodness.
But if a woman does same for 3 months,
everybody will know.
Even if she's not going to shout, if you tell her good morning, how are you, she will just simply tell you that she's the one carrying the load of the family. That is not easy for her. You understand?
You need to see your face when you're describing this thing.
But that's it. So that's one problem with many women. You know, and lots of men are afraid of that. Even afraid of that with a woman who may never attempt such things. But because it's happening. So as a man, for you to even succumb like that, you should be the kind of man that you should be. You should be the kind of man who's willing to take certain things and still get to your feet, stand to your feet. For instance, if I'm going to join my wife, probably she's in Canada or she's in Australia or she's outside, and I'm going to join her, I will definitely prepare myself to brace any challenge because I know she's not perfect. She's not God. She's a human. She's a woman. So she may probably put up some of these traits that not every man would want to take. But knowing fully well that this is a family and you just want to succeed. You know, you don't want to go there and make stories. You don't want to stay back here and not have the happy marriage or happy family you have if you say it from the beginning. So you just prepare yourself and say, well, however it is, even if she's going to boss me, she won't boss me forever. Of course, if I get there, definitely with time I'll be able to stand to my feet, and probably I'll start correcting some of our mistakes. But for the meantime, the best thing that man should do is to humble himself. And there's a level that you humble yourself, even the woman won't be able to even boss you around.
Okay, well, let's look at the woman. Do they really need to boss themselves around? Like, do they really need to boss the guy?
No. It shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't be like that. I don't know why it is like that. In so many cases, I have seen a man who is washing plates in his wife's restaurant, and I wonder, this woman has got people who are working for her. It's not a bad idea if that man can do nothing to sit back at home, because for me, it's a disgrace and insult. You know, the man may get used to it and begin to look at it that it's not a big deal, but it's not just about doing it, it's about what people will say about that family and about that marriage. So I think this is a problem with lots of women, and actually it's not just about lots of women. It's actually it's a Bible thing. It's in the Bible that a man who cannot provide for his family
is an infidel.
Or worse
than infidel.
An infidel. But the fact that a woman is placed in a better position than a man, and a man now decide to, to now lean on her in order to rise above her level, I don't see it as being worse than infidel or being an infidel. Where infidel comes in is when that man
is not doing
anything.
Nothing
and is not willing,
he's not even willing to do anything at all.
You understand? So I think it's more of an appeal that women should learn not to take advantage of certain privileges and situations, because tables can turn.
Turn around.
So just like I said earlier, if God is using you as a channel in the family, as a woman, it doesn't make you the head of the family. It doesn't make you the leader. It doesn't make you the one that takes the major decisions. God is just God. See, I've seen families where God use grandchildren as a channel of breakthrough for that family. I've seen families where last borns, God used them as channel. That's why we say that God, He will have mercy
on who He will have mercy on. So as we wrap it up on the program, what's our takeaway when it comes to career for the man and for the woman?
Takeaway is everybody should have something doing, and there are women, their husband is not stopping them from doing nothing. They are lazy themselves. There are women who believe that a woman should be a real.
That's a topic we're going to discuss on another day.
Okay. So
I think we should just leave it for another day, because I've even encountered such ladies.
So naturally, they don't want to do anything. They are really cold. They just want to eat. They are there at home. They make up. They bath. They take care of themselves. They go salon, do their hair and stuff like that. So the man should do all the money making. You know what I mean? So, and talking about men, the truth of the matter is that I think the time has come. If you are not yet married, marry your friend.
Yeah.
Because if you just see somebody, have pity on that person, help the person, and not marry the person, you continue to see yourself as the person's helper.
and as the person's God.
You understand?
You now start to take the position.
Someone has been helped by the person, and you want the person to appreciate you for that help all the days of the person's life. You see that, so that will not really function well in marriage. You know, if you just want to help people, and then it should not influence your decision when you are getting married. You should not decide who you marry, who you help. Should not be a strong subject when you are deciding who to marry. You know, it's not as if you cannot help someone and marry the person, but let the help stand as a different paragraph from the marriage or love or whatever thing. So we need to say like that. When you want to get married to someone you're comfortable with his career or her career. Get married to someone. Of course, there are women that do not like certain careers. For instance, I've seen a woman who said, "Hey, freshman, I want to get married, but look, I don't want to marry a soldier. I don't want to marry a policeman. I don't want to marry anybody in the military." I say, "Why?" I say, "They may kill the person anytime and I will just become a widow. I don't want that kind of thing." You see that? So this is her own personal decision. So you see that because she cannot force that man to change career if she marries the man. From the beginning, she's saying, "I don't want to marry this person." So if you feel that decoration, you can't marry someone who is doing decoration. If you want to help the person to continue with that decoration, not to marry the person and then stop the person, because you don't know the level of happiness that is coming from that decoration, that particular thing. You know, listen, I saw a man. He lives in Onitsha here. In fact, he has a house in Onitsha here. His wife read. Is a very beautiful woman. The wife read mass comm up to PhD level now, but she's at home. So we are talking. You might say that you guys are opening Sapienza TV. I would want to come and work there. I said, fine, good. You are beautiful and you are a master now. You have PhD in mass comm. It's fantastic. She said there was a time ABS gave her a job. There was a time NTA gave her a job, but her husband said, so he will sit like this and see his wife on TV, and other people will just be looking at her on the TV. That he can never be at that kind of thing. That is impossible.
Can you imagine?
That he can't. The man told me, I was talking. The man said he can't even say, "Freshman, I will stay in my house now. My wife is in the office. I'm seeing her on TV. And other people are also seeing her on TV. She will just be no. Till today, that woman is still at home with her PhD in mass communication. Wow. You see that? So, marry someone you're comfortable with his or her career. Don't marry someone that the career will frighten you.
Exactly.
You understand? Don't marry such a person. And above all, love that person more than any career. Because when you love people above career, you will listen to their source of happiness. You will look at their dreams and support their dreams. So I think that's what I have.
I think you've said it all. I'm not even adding anything to what you've said. I mean, you've just done justice to this. This is a continuous conversation.
Yeah, sure.
We're still going to have this conversation all over again because it's really, really important for people to understand these things. How far you go in life depends on the kind of man you get married to. Thank you so much, Freshman. It's always refreshing to have you on this program. I mean, it's always an eye-opener to have these discussions with you. I mean, we've said it all, you've heard from him. Take the right kind of decision. That's why we have Love and Marriage, so we can talk about our relationships and make it work. I am Oma. You're very sweet at on Radio and TV.
And I'm Freshman. Thank you very much. I appreciate your special moment with us tonight.
Bye.